latest news in North Central Washington, go to ncwlife.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-2020.
Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And what a beautiful day it was today. We did see a little bit of wind out there at times. I think the windier conditions were this morning between about 15 and 25 miles an hour. Just a breeze this afternoon and lots of blue sky out there. Temperatures hovering around the 80-degree mark, but you can see some clouds beginning to roll in as we look down from our cross camera, our Sky-Fi Tower camera at the beautiful Wenatchee Valley. And clouds will continue to be on the increase, and we have a good chance for some showers as we get into tonight and even our overnight and into Friday morning. In fact, thunderstorms also a possibility. You can see on the map, we could see about a quarter of an inch of rain tonight and into tomorrow. Thunderstorms, though, are potentially there for almost all of us. We could see some small hail, lightning, gusty winds, downpours of rain as well. As a matter of fact, a flash flood watch has been issued for Okanagan County. And boy, that's already a bad situation with overflowing river situations there, and we'll keep you posted on that. Much more on this weather system in your weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. It looked like the real thing last night when an Orondo area home erupted into flames, but it wasn't. And Chelan County commissioners remain steadfast in their opposition to plans by the U.S. Department of Fish and Wildlife to bring grizzly bears into the North Cascades wilderness. But first, we begin tonight. More than 200 emergency responders from around the state are continuing efforts to solidify protection throughout Okanagan County against flooding that began last week. These efforts will intensify as river levels are expected to rise through the weekend. These efforts are being organized by the Okanagan County Department of Emergency Management and the Northeast Washington Interagency Incident Management Team. Flooding began last week when warm temperatures melted a record Canadian snowpack into the Okanagan, Similkameen, and Methow rivers and their tributaries. Incident commanders are working closely with the National Weather Service to monitor water levels, which are expected to rise again today and crest near record levels Sunday afternoon. There are no current evacuation orders in place at this time. The Okanagan River remains closed. Red Cross is available to assist affected residents as needed in Tonasket. And as I mentioned at the top of the newscast, to make matters worse this afternoon, the National Weather Service issued a flash flood watch for areas along the Okanagan River due to possible severe thunderstorms that are predicted for late today and tonight. Well, it looked like the real thing last night when an Orondo area home erupted into flames. But it was only a training exercise for crews with Chelan County Fire District 4. It was located off Highway 97. The older single-story wood frame home was located off of Highway 97, as we mentioned. The flames from the fire were visible from the highway. The exercise was labeled a success, thanks to the Orondo Firefighters Association for sharing those photos. Well, Chelan County commissioners remain steadfast in their opposition to plans by the U.S. Department of Fish and Wildlife to bring grizzly bears back to the North Cascades wilderness. Commissioner Doug England, who represents the North County area, disputes claims that the area has a history of grizzly bear habitation.
Our issues are that there really is no evidence as far back as we can look that in the portion of Chelan County and Okanagan County that were involved, the grizzly bears were ever there. The old trappers don't give any indication at all. There were grizzly bears to the east, which the Colvilles were very familiar with and were involved with. But in this area, there's really no indication that other than an occasional visitor, there aren't the fish runs, there aren't those kinds of things that would draw grizzly bear in. The park artificially wants to reintroduce or introduce the grizzly bear to the Stehekin and to the Okanagan, which would essentially create a very major hazard to both the cattle and to the tourist industry in that area.
Commissioners have submitted comments opposing the Grizzly Plan in an environmental impact study conducted by Fish and Wildlife. The study was suspended, but in a recent development, U.S. Secretary of the Interior Ryan Zinke voiced his support of the bear's reintroduction and ordered the EIS to continue that study. Well, the Cascadia Conservation District will be holding free yard waste disposal events this weekend and next weekend. The drop-off location is the Chelan County Transfer Station on Highway 97A. Trees and limbs up to 12 inches in diameter and less than 8 feet long will be accepted, as will leaves, pine needles, and shrubs. The Conservation District will not accept rocks, plastic bags, grass clippings, sod, root wads, and weeds. The drop-off event will take place this Friday and Saturday, May 11th and 12th, and then again next weekend, the 18th and 19th. Last year, over 110 Chelan County residents disposed of 460 yards of debris to create defensible space around their homes in case of wildfire. Coming up next, the average sales price of a home in April in the Wenatchee real estate market is up almost 20% compared to a year ago. Representative Dan Newhouse announced yesterday that his amendment to improve the nation's H-2A legal agriculture labor program will be included in the 2019 House bill. And Chelan County Commissioner District 2 candidate Zachary Miller joined us this morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley to discuss his campaign. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
I left home at 14 and I had my first child at 17. I was an addict, and that destroys your whole world. I actually just kind of walked into Goodwill and they trained me. Yeah, Goodwill doesn't look at you as a person with barriers. I love my job. Goodwill's more than just a thrift store. But I have a future and so does my community because of the programs Goodwill offers. I kind of look in the mirror and I'm happy with who I see every day. And I'm thankful for that. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
Welcome back. In another news, the average sales price of a home in April in the Wenatchee real estate market is up almost 20% compared to a year ago. Last month, the average price of a home in the Wenatchee area was over $55,000 higher than a home in April of 2017. The median sales price for a house in the Wenatchee market also continues to rise. A month ago, the median sales price was just under $314,000. That's almost $40,000 higher than this time last year. The median sales price has been on a steady increase for the past 5 years. Meanwhile, with a total of 244 active and pending listings and an average of 78 units sold per month, the Wenatchee real estate area is in a seller's market with a 3-month supply of homes. The monthly real estate snapshot is provided by Pacific Appraisal Associates of Wenatchee. Representative Dan Newhouse announced yesterday that his amendment to improve the nation's H-2A legal agriculture labor program will be included in the 2019 House Agriculture Appropriations Bill. The legislation also funds important agricultural and food programs and services, including food and medical product safety, animal and plant health programs, rural development and farm services, agricultural trade, financial marketplace oversight, and nutrition programs. The House committee also included language in the bill that recognizes the U.S. hops industry, competitive research involving the potato industry, and language supporting research efforts to combat crop-threatening pests and disease. Chelan County Commissioner District 2 candidate Zachary Miller joined us this morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley to discuss his campaign. The Leavenworth native is running as an independent candidate. He says he's a consensus builder with no preconceived agenda.
Well, I think that one of the most powerful things that I can bring is that I don't have an agenda coming into this. There's nothing in my background where I'm coming in where it's one specific issue or it's one piece of the county or the community. I'm in this because I love people. I always really have, and I found that public service is one of the most powerful things and meaningful things in my life. And I'm at a place where I'm thinking about my future and where I want to be involved, and I want to be involved with our community in this greater sense, and so I'm looking forward to running.
Miller is among 4 candidates seeking election to the District 2 Commissioner position being vacated by Keith Gaynor. You can watch his entire interview on demand at ncwlife.com. Time now for our weekly look at what's happening around the Wenatchee Valley for you to enjoy this weekend. Here's NCW Life's Megan McPherson.
Here's a look at what's on tap this weekend around the Wenatchee Valley. Lake Chelan Wine and Jazz Festival is May 17th through May 20th. This 4-day festival offers ticket holders a musical tour through the Lake Chelan Wine Valley. Visit 9 venues, see 15 jazz bands, and taste wonderful wines from the Chelan AVA. Spring barrel tasting takes place during the same weekend. Taste the wines of more than 30 wineries and tasting rooms that represent the Lake Chelan AVA during spring barrel tasting, when winemakers open their doors to the public to taste straight from the barrel. The 13th Annual Literacy Council Spelling Bee fundraiser is at Pybus Market Friday, May 18th from 5:30 to 9. Work with a table of 8 to spell words correctly and advance in a spelling competition for adults after an evening of dinner with wine. Also included are a silent auction, live auction, and a dessert auction supporting free English classes at the Literacy Council of Chelan and Douglas counties. Tickets are $60. Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is hosting a spay and neuter clinic for cats on Saturday, May 19th at the Wenatchee Community Center. The clinic is available to low-income feline owners and includes spay and neuter, rabies, and vaccines. Feral or community cats will be ear-tipped to show that they are altered, vaccinated, and belong in the area which they are located. To register, please contact the Humane Society at 509-662-9577 or visit online at wenatcheehumane.org. Also on Saturday is the NCW Tech and STEM Showcase at Pybus Market from 9 to 1. Join GWADA, Apple STEM Network, and school districts from around NCW for a showcase of how teachers, administrators, students, and businesses are helping integrate technology into the classrooms and their plans for the future. General admission is free and not required, but if you register, you will be entered for a special prize drawing. And finally, stop by the Leavenworth Fest Hall this Sunday as Apple City Roller Derby takes on the Willamette Kidney Thieves for their final bout of the 2018 season. Doors open at 12:30 with the gals taking the track at 1:30. Upper Valley Men will run concessions including beer from Icicle Brewing, with all proceeds benefiting the local nonprofit. Tickets are available at the door or online. Come watch live hard-hitting derby action. For more information on this weekend's events, visit ncwlife.com.
Thank you, Megan. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Granstrom and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come right here on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
Walk and Roll Wenatchee's Asian Express is fast, fresh food. Wenatchee Roll's new Poke Hawaiian Fresh Salad Bar is the best. Fresh greens, fresh seafood, and handmade sauces. You know what you want. At Walk and Roll, create your own style meal. Hot off the line chicken, beef, and veggie plates. Lunch or dinner to match your appetite. Fresh sushi, hot entrees, Poke Fresh Salad Bar. It's new. It's Walk and Roll Wenatchee, fast, fresh food your way. Located on 5th and Mission.
The all-new Yamaha Wolverine X4 offers 4 times the proven off-road capability, 4 times the comfort, and 4 times the confidence to deliver 4 times the excitement on your next outdoor adventure.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a good Thursday afternoon, evening, whichever one you happen to be watching here on the NCW Life channel. We do have a fire that erupted this afternoon in Cashmere. Check our Facebook page for more on that and more with Steve Hare tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Well, speaking of fires, the Wenatchee Wild are on fire. They remained undefeated in round-robin play with a 7-1 win over Wellington in the RBC Cup in Chilliwack. Didn't take the Wild long to score as Zach Galamba scored 24 seconds into the contest. August Von Ungern put Wenatchee up 2-0 with an unassisted goal. 8 minutes later, Andrew Rinaldi drew the Dukes within 1 at the 13:59 mark of the first. Sam Hessler scored on a power play goal just 3 seconds remaining in the first. That put Wenatchee up 3-1. They'd score 3 more in the second and go on for the 7-1 victory. Let's go to the highlights, courtesy of Hockey TV.
Virtue of the final change as the Wild have the puck in the attacking zone. Galambo's shot for the point and he scores. 24 seconds in, just like that, it's 1-0 Wild.
Well, Vanny, we were talking before we went on air, and I said, don't be surprised if the Wenatchee Wild don't come out like a house on fire. Don't be surprised if they outshoot them. And boy, didn't take a whole lot of shots, but a very good shot through a screen. A nice job by the Wild of getting bodies in front of this fine goaltender Capriati in net, and he had no chance on that play as it went through the screen and had eyes and found the back of the net.
Here's the centering feed in front. Look out, batted out of midair, and they score. Maybe not what the doctor had ordered on that play, but it was a fortuitous bounce. Cutting to the front of the net. Maybe a try for a cross-seam pass, but Von Ungern, as we take a look at the replay here, the left-handed shot wanted to center it, but the sprawling defenseman may have hit him, and actually did, and he came back. And great hand-eye coordination by Von Ungern to tap it in. Fell down as he tried to hold up with it. Now a stretch pass. Here's a breakaway. Andrew Rinaldi, he shoots, he scores. Well, Andrew Rinaldi gets in behind the Wild defense. Nobody knew he was there. And just like that, Wellington has some life late here in the first period. It's 2-1 Wild. Right hash marks, Jasper Weatherby moves in. He shoots, rebound, they score. Sam Hessler, Johnny on the spot. And the Wild, with 3 seconds left in the period, on a power play goal, have regained their 2-goal lead. It's 3-1.
You got to feel for Capriati because he had an unwanted guest in his crease for the majority of that short power play. And you look back to most of this game and he's had a white jersey hanging out near his crease too. He's going to start charging rent pretty soon if they keep hanging around there. And boy, they did exactly what we talked about. It didn't take him long to do it either, did it?
He's been fighting the puck though in this opening period, hasn't he?
Seth Isley got the starting goal today for the Wild. He was stellar as the Wenatchee Wild get the victory, and they go into the semifinal Saturday as the #1 seed. They'll have their choice of playing either at 2 o'clock or 7 o'clock Saturday night against either Steinbach or Wellington. Eastmont Wildcats advanced to the next round of the State 4A boys soccer tournament with a narrow 2-1 win over Walla Walla last night at Liebofto Field of the Apple Bowl. The Blue Devils scored first in the first half. Flavio Espinoza would tie it on a penalty kick late in the half. It would remain tied at 1-1 at the break. Johan Espinoza would score the game winner in a rough and tumble second half in the 67th minute. Highlights, Sebastian Moraga, Matt Wiesen had the call here on the NCW Life channel.
Espinoza, good touch. Lopez, Espinoza, the shot across! And Mr. Sergio Bravo had the 1-0 tally on the tip of his boot. Walla Walla and Eastmont here at the Apple Bowl. Rejected by Edson Aviles. The shot! Walla Walla takes the lead with the massive shot from the right corner of the box by number 9, Juan Montero, Matt Wiesen.
Yeah, completely caught Eastmont off guard. I was watching him tryouts and warm-ups, and he had that smooth turnaround shot with lots of power on it.
There's the corner kick. Out of the box, getting the left foot ready is Flavio, bounces off a couple of players, and a penalty kick. Montero, Espinoza, Montero, the shot, goal, 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 goal! Flavio Espinoza for the Eastmont Wildcats, and we're tied at 1. Down the flank it goes, shot across, let's see, Espinoza, goal, 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 goal! Johan Espinoza for the Eastmont Wildcats, 67 minutes 30.
Walla Walla just needs to settle down and keep that ball on the ground.
Whistle indicates that this ball game is over, and Eastmont moves on to the second round of state after defeating the Walla Walla Blue Devils by a hard-fought 2-1 final score.
So congratulations, Eastmont. They advanced to face Mount Vernon Saturday at 1 o'clock at the Apple Bowl in the state quarterfinals. Turning to the prep schedule today, track taking center stage. District 4A's at Eastmont, the 1A's at Cashmere High School. Those got underway earlier. Mariners on Facebook yesterday. Bartolo Colon was too much for the M's. He kept them scoreless into the 8th. Mariners get 1 in the 9th on a home run, but that was the difference in that one. 5-1. Seattle takes on Detroit in the first of a 4-game weekend series starting tonight at Safeco Field. Getting to our feature of the day, NCW Tech and STEM Showcase will take over Pybus Public Market this Saturday as GWATA, the Apple STEM Network, and school districts from around the region show how they are integrating technology into the classrooms. GWATA's Ron Brown stopped by the NCW Live studios this week to talk more about the students featured at this community event.
Well, we have 10 schools represented from around the region, far away as Quincy and Salt Lake, coming to the showcase. And you're going to see kids doing robotics. You're going to see kids doing a lot of computer coding. There's going to be lots of Legos in different booths, but they're not building with them necessarily. They're programming them. So they build a robot and they program it and they automate some things. So we have kids from 4th grade through seniors. A lot of the booths at the showcase, the kids kind of run it. The teachers are there, the staff is there, they hang out, and we want the kids to talk to adults that come by, community members come by and ask them questions, and just it's just the excitement. You just see on their faces how excited they are to learn. Couple of the highlights are Foothills Robotics team from our after-school program there that went to Worlds. They're going to be there showing their robot.
Can't wait to see that.
The team will be there talking about how they got there and what the team building was to get there. So that's obviously a bigger project. But some of them are just kind of what they do every day. Some of our middle school, what's called Project Lead the Way classes, some kids are going to come and show how they've automated some robotics or they've programmed some things. And then we have cinematography, we have other kinds of computer program, game design, so where kids are making computer video games.
Saturday at Pybus, 9 to 1. Grant's back with your forecast next on the NCW Life channel.
Welcome back to the NCW Life Evening News. Time now for our weekly Pet of the Week feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Tonight, NCW Life's Megan McPherson introduces us to Louie the dog.
Hey guys, Megan McPherson here with the NCW Life channel, and we're here with Renee Parkins, the Development Officer of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and we are here with Louie, too. Can you tell us about Louie?
Louie is about 6. He's a dachshund, and he is just the sweetest guy. He loves to go on walks. He likes to take his little toys with him, though. He is best for a grown-up house. He's not good with small children. We don't know really so much about cats. We don't know what his history is, but I know he's not good with other dogs, so probably I would say just a one dog kind of adult family would probably be the best thing for him. He does love to go on walks. He's pretty chill. He likes to be the center of attention, and he does have a pretty big personality, so it's going to take somebody that can kind of work through some stubbornness and things that can come along with sometimes with dogs. He is really well behaved though. He just, you know, likes to do his own thing sometimes, and he needs a person that's going to help keep him in line a little bit.
If someone wants to adopt Louie, what should they do?
I always encourage with the animals, especially the dogs, to come down and get to know them. We have great areas like this one where you can bring them out, play with them a little bit, get to know their personality outside of the kennel and away from the other animals. If you find that Louie is the fit for you, and look how adorable he is, why wouldn't he be? Then you can go to the front desk, fill out the paperwork. He is neutered and has his shots and ready to go home with somebody today.
Do you have anything to say, Louie?
The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. This is Megan McPherson, and that's our Pet of the Week from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
Time now for your North Central Washington weather forecast. And before we get to the details of that, let's take a look at, once again, outside our weather window. We're looking down from the cross camera this afternoon at the beautiful Wenatchee Valley, and beautiful day today. Keep in mind our normal high right now is 71, 72 degrees, and we were at least 80 this afternoon, maybe even a little bit higher than that officially at Pangbourne Airport before it's all said and done today. But a beautiful weather day today, just some windy conditions at times, and now we are beginning to see some clouds just rolling in, and that means showers and possibly even thunderstorms as we move into tonight. So this will be our situation at about 6 o'clock tonight. Storms just to our east and northeast, and that's all wrapping around an area of low pressure centered in Idaho right now. Boy, lots of showers throughout the Rocky Mountain West. As we move into Friday, this is early Friday morning, and that's when we will see some rainfall, maybe even some thunder overnight in the Wenatchee area. So keep in mind, this is 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. This system is a slow mover because it's crunched in between two areas of high pressure, one to the west, one to the east, and it's not really moving very quickly. Here we go at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and that's when we will still be seeing some rain. In fact, this might be our heaviest rain tomorrow morning about mid-morning. We could see maybe a quarter of an inch, as we talked about at the top of the show, of moisture out of this. By Saturday at 9 a.m., things will begin to settle down. Maybe a lingering shower early Saturday before things clear out during the day. Another weak system on Sunday, and then things get very, very nice once again for our next work week. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight will drop down to a very mild 55 degrees for our overnight low. Remember, 70% chance of rain tonight, a 70% chance for tomorrow as well. Some of those thunderstorms could produce brief heavy rain, gusty winds, and small hail. The cool down continues into Saturday with just a 20% chance for an early morning sprinkle, partly cloudy by afternoon and 74. Sunday to end our weekend, partly cloudy. We'll see warmer conditions and 80 degrees. And then look at those temperatures next week. Partly cloudy Monday, mostly sunny Tuesday and Wednesday, 84 your high Monday, and all the way up to 87 on Tuesday and Wednesday. And before we close out tonight, I do want to remind you that if you have a video of the day you'd like to see here on the NCW Life News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with guest host Eric Granstrom and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us, and have a great night.